Okay. Okay. Excellent. Okay. Right. So. So. Excellent. Okay. So.
You can't have it side by side.
I knew there was a problem.
What's the problem?
You can't have it side by side.
What do you mean? Oh, I could. Sure, I could. That's very easy to have it side by side. There you are.
Oh, now
There it is. Look at that.
magic.
Except I'd like to see it on the Hebrew on the left.
The rabbi could pass as a magician.
That might not be doable.
I don't think so. I'm kidding. I'm kidding around.
No, there's the Hebrew on the left. That's what you want. That's what you got.
Oh, you're kidding me.
They put a lot of work and money into this Safaria program. A lot of work and donations went into it.
Now we're just like the Koran.
Okay, not exactly.
Lahavdil.
Yes, exactly. To divide between the holy and the profane. Okay, Kinderlach. So the issue at hand is that what is this whole conversation that Moses had with the Satan? That's what we finished with yesterday. It says, went to the earth, it's not in the earth, and the depths, it's not with me. Why did you lie? So he says, because it's not really mine, it's God's. And really the whole point of this is, we've studied, there's no question that religion can be misused. And there's no question that Judaism can be misused. And there's no question that Torah can be misused. So this whole business with the Satan, he goes, looks in the earth and so on and so forth. So I am first going to give you some of the classical interpretations of this, and then I'll give you my own, which you're free to reject because it's just from little old me. But let's begin with the classics. And as always, we take out our pocket size and Yaakov. Okay. I had no idea who at Kadima so many years ago decided to bind this whole thing into one volume. But
you mean it was smart move?
I'm not sure it's a smart move. I think now I'm using it, it's going to fall apart pretty quickly.
And Yosef?
Ein Yaakov, collection of the Aggadot.
Oh, Bnei Yaakov.
Of the Talmud.
It's available on Sfaria?
The Ein Yaakov, yes, but not with the entire. Oh, here's 1 minute. I got to let some people in, but not with the entire translation. They have it on Sfaria, but they didn't put the whole translation in. There exists at least 2 English translations of the Ein Yaakov. At any rate, so first of all, it's interesting. It says here the Satan, but there's another version of the Talmud, in which it says not the Satan, but the Malach HaMavet, the angel of death. But as we explained, they're pretty much related. Now,
they're first cousins.
No, they're the same entity in different functions. It is in general the realm of evil. Okay. In other words, the Satan argues that the Torah is very deep and very complex, and the people aren't going to be able to keep it. So, so what does he do? So he goes to the earth. This is the Marshar, Shmuley Delis. So he goes to the mid to late 17th century. So he goes to the earth and says, where's the Torah? The Torah cannot be held within the earth. It cannot be held within the heavens. So where can it be held? Within the humility of Moshe. In other words, when a person says, I want to understand the Torah because it comes from Hashem, and no matter how much I learn, I know there's more to learn. Therefore, I remain humble. That humility, that sense there's always more to learn, that sense that we take every question seriously, that sense that all the things that Moshe exemplars in his humility, that is the way the Torah remains a elixir of life. That is the way we can take the Torah. If we're full of ourselves, the Torah is too big to be held anywhere. If we're constantly learning and constantly asking and constantly in a state of humility and constantly listening to what others say, then the Torah will have a place with us. And that's why he said, go to Moses, the son of Amram. Because he says, I don't take credit for it. The moment it becomes your Torah, and you think you can mess around with it as you see fit, and you distort it to match your own agenda, then you've joined the Satan. You've joined the evil. It is the humility of Moses. And the truth is that all the great sages were humble. Maimonides, who was the greatest of the great and the most brilliant of the brilliant, in one of his letters to the sages of the south of France, of Provence, he says, I'm busy being a doctor. I've spent a lot of time studying astronomy and medicine and other things. So the truth is, I'm not like you guys who spend all your time learning Torah. But nevertheless, I'll attempt to answer your question, proceeds to answer it quite brilliantly. Okay. Next piece. Now this one is wild. This is wild, this piece. There's a lot of wild pieces here. Omer Yeshua ben Levi. Yeshua ben Levi says, and this is all, of course, to be understood allegorically, understood as, as dealing with spiritual ideas. When Moshe went up to heaven to receive and study the Torah with God, those 40 days that he was up in heaven, he saw that God was tying crowns to the letters. So in other words, there's the letters of the Torah, then on top, there are these little squiggles, these little crowns. And those crowns don't have a particular meaning, but they're very deep secrets of the Torah hidden within them. They don't have meaning in the words. So he sees God as if it were tying crowns. Says, Moshe, in your city, don't they greet each other? Amar Lefanav, he says, is there a servant who greets his master? He said, at least you should have assisted me. And then he says, now may the power of Hashem be great as have you spoken. He said, you should have helped me. Look, if you're not going to say hi to me, you should have helped me tie the crowns to the letters. So the question is, what does this mean? You should have helped me tie the crowns to the letters.
So
what does this really mean?
Who is saying what to who?
God, Moses finds God tying crowns to letters.
Yes.
So Moses doesn't say anything. So God says, why don't you greet me? He says, I'm your servant. The servant doesn't greet his master. He said, well, at least you should have helped me and encouraged me in my work. And then he says, may Hashem, the power of Hashem be great as if you have spoken. So the question is, what is this business with the letters? What is actually going on?
First of all, Rabbi, there is even a bigger problem, considering you cannot see my face, because when you see my face, you're going to be dead, and all you can see is my back. This whole situation starts looking a little...
No, maybe he only saw his figurative hands tying the crowns to the letters. Maybe he was wrapped up in his talis. as the parables go. It's all parables, of course.
Now we're getting fancy.
He says, so Rashi says that you should have helped me, you should have encouraged me. If you weren't going to greet me, you should have encouraged me at least in my work. So what does that mean?
Yeah, exactly. What does it mean?
What does it mean?
It's me.
Do we have an answer what the crowns are?
No, the crowns are Torah letters and tefillin letters have certain crowns in them. You see in them like little, right? So those crowns aren't part of the plain meaning of the text, right?
When you look at the Torah,
they're there by tradition and they speak of deep and secret ideas.
Do we have any idea what those ideas might be?
So it says that Rabbi Akiva used to interpret the crowns of the letters. And the Kabbalists, it depends on which letter. They interpret the crowns on the letters. So the point was, the point that he's making is that he should have sought not merely to stand in awe, but to ask God what were those there for and to interpret them. Because it says that from the crowns on the letters, Rabbi Akiva, who came after Moshe, obviously, would interpret many, many halachot. In other words, God is basically telling Moses not to be afraid to interpret the Torah. In other words, you could say, oh, the Torah, it's so holy, I have to take it literally. And that's it. Hashem says, no, I put these crowns and I want you to figure out what they mean.
So do we have any of Rabbi Akiva's
Yes. Yeah. So 1 second. Give me a moment.
So Bob, do you know what they mean by the crowns?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you read the Torah itself.
Yeah, Bob knows he's got an aliyah just like you have. 1 second. I'm just gonna find you some.
Rabbi Akiva.
Yeah.
Well, Rabbi Akiva says there's a lot of meaning in these crowns.
Yeah.
He learns a lot from the crowns. That's why it's Aggadot.
That opens things up that aren't necessarily.
And Yaakov.
Aggadot, zooms out and gives us the bigger picture.
I got to live to be about 500 in order to catch up with Rabbi Shlomo Yaffe.
1 second.
Hey, you're going to live a long time.
I hope to invite you to my birthday party, Joe.
Yeah, sure, I'll be there.
Okay.
What happened?
Here, so I want to show you something. Okay. So what I have here, this Sefer. So just give an example. This is one book of many. I'm going to do a share screen again. Unfortunately, I do not have it in English. I'm doing a share screen again. And I'm going to show you something. This is a site. It's free site. Thousands of Hebrew books are stored on it. And it's, of course, known as HebrewBooks.org. And what I'm showing you here is, here, this is called Sefer HaTagim. This is a full book of how many pages? Of about 150 pages on the crowns on the letters and their meanings. Here. So all this is a whole book just on the crowns of the letters.
Except they don't have any crowns on them.
No, not this. Okay.
Ararat.
So
Yeah.
Ru or Vu?
so I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something in the. I need a tikkun.
Charut.
No, I need a tikkun. I'm going to show you something. But I mean, I'll have to tell it to you because it's hard to show. Let me. Anyways, so there's. I'll show you something interesting. I'll be back in 30 seconds.
These are all the words in the Torah that have crowns.
Right.
It's, okay. You asked me to do it.
All right, okay, all right.
You want to know, how do you know it's enough? This is way too.
Mazzaritos. The tikkun's in the other room. It's too far here. I'm just going to bring up a tikkun online, okay?
Side by side.
I'll bring up a tikkun online. 1 second. Because I have to show you the tikkun. I mean, there's a ton of these, but there's just one I know. Okay.
Well, these are all the words or combination of words that have
Target, yeah.
that have crowns.
At the end of the first aliyah of Nitzavim.
Yeah, but I'm looking for. What I'm looking for here is. I need page. Oh, a second. I need Parshas, not Pinchas, because Bullock. I need Bullock. So that's page 320. Okay.
Bullock. The brilliant king.
Well, he outsmarted himself.
He outsmarted himself. Yeah.
Let's go forward 10. 1 second. Okay. 30.
Battery is charging.
Here. Oh, wow. Went forward too much. Oh, these are all the haftarahs. Hold on. What's with all the haftarahs? Okay. Hold on. Sorry, guys. But since the question was raised, we should look at it. Okay, Nosais, I guess Bullock will be around 168. No, not yet. The midbar is long. Let's try 177. Oh, we're getting there.
Here are the crowns.
No, but there's a particular one I want to show you here. There we are, Bullock. Okay.
I see a lot of Bilam.
Yeah, okay. Okay, never mind.
are
Let's not get sidetracked. Let's deal with the issue at hand. Okay, I need the next page. 185. Okay. Here. Oh, it's mamish the next page. Okay. So you will notice. Okay. You'll see what I'm doing in a second. Okay. So
it sounds like crowns can be on any letter.
yeah, right. But certain letters have certain crowns. I mean, there's different traditions. But But what we have here, for example, you have here so you see here that a shin has always 3 crowns on it.
3 chupchiks, whatever.
Yeah.
What's the
Those are your crowns. And the shin, the shin also has 3 lines, right? It has 3 lines to it. So there's 3 lines.
Well, depends which line you're on.
No, the shin has 3 lines. That's how it's built.
Always. Is that what you're saying?
A shin is built out of 3 lines. And
Always.
every shin in the Torah also has 3 crowns on the left. Yeah.
So what about Pinchas? On the noon, I see 3.
Right, but that's every nun.
And I see a Zion with 3.
Right. Yeah. So there's that is correct. And most crowns are the same. Every once in a while, you get an extra crown. So I just want to show you. So here, where it says Lazaro Acharov, yeah, there's no crown on that ches.
Where are we? Is Zaro Acharav?
Yeah, but that may be a mistake. But at any rate, the numbers, the number of crowns on a particular word can tell us something about the nature of the word. So for example, where it says Vayikach Romach Biyodo V'yover Achar, and so that's 3 crowns there. Romach V'yovo Acher is 1, 2, 3. And then you have a crown on the yud. The 2 yuds have a crown, so that's 5. So for example, we're discussed, and just give me 1 second, please. I'm this is you asked me this off the top of my head, so this is what I remember, so you're gonna have to bear with me. Just have to bear with me for a moment, because I'm looking for the top of my head thing that I have here. 1 second.
Is there any connection between crowns and trop?
Not that I know of. There's a conceptual relation, but I don't know that because it's pretty standard which letters have crowns. I'm looking for something here. Usually we flow more, but
Something tells me a sharp Balkora probably makes some use.
There may be, but I'm saying that they're pretty standard. X. Okay.
Kadma V'Azla. It's got crowns all over the place.
Correct.
There we go. Okay, here we go. 1 second here.
Ready.
There, okay. Excuse me a second. Okay. No, so there are different discussions. So just I'll tell you what I'm looking for. There are different discussions. There are different discussions as to how many miracles happened for Pinchas when he slew Zimri and Cosby. And and one of them counts 5 nisim, 5 miracles. And in the statement, Vayikach Romach Biyodo, there are basically he took a spear in his hand. So you have 5 crowns, because you have a crown on the Yud, a crown on the Ches, a crown on the Ches. So that's a total of 3, and then another one on the Yud, which is 4, and the Dalet has a crown. I don't have it on. Hold on 1 second. The Dalet has a crown, as I'll show you in a second.
We believe you.
Okay, 1 second. Share screen. Yeah, there we are. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have 5.
Which words? Can you say the words?
Vayikach Ches has a crown. Romach has a crown.
Yeah.
Ches has a crown. The Bet has a crown. That's 3. The Yud has a crown. That's 4. The Dalet has a crown. That's 5.
Yeah, but there are different crowns, right? Triple crowns, double crowns.
Right. So the point is the number of crowns on a given letter and the style of the crowns is often teaches us something. And it's in this book that I showed you. But I can't go through the book now. So we'll have to come back to this later because I want to learn a little bit more of what we originally came to.
What basically is the substance of the of it in general terms of the book in reference to the crowns?
So it tells you each place that there's a crown and why, and it discusses some of the concepts related to the crowns.
Oh boy.
Let me see if I can find this is too big. Let me make this smaller. Hold on. You don't always get a good read on these things. On this. I'm just trying to get the. And I'm only getting a little while. I need to get a big thing here. A big. It's a pain. 1 second. The Hebrew books is a little bit difficult to work with sometimes.
Mundum.
That's in our this whole piece is in
Latin.
There's a whole piece in Latin here.
Latin, yeah.
But I don't read Latin.
Libro legis et in mezzusa passim.
Oh, you read Latin?
Yeah, it's easy. What do you mean? It's if you can read any other way.
I studied Latin.
Yeah.
And it's very similar to my mother tongue, right? Of course.
Latin is very important if you want to know English, if you want to know French, Spanish.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, because there are new Latin languages.
Half the English language today is origin from Latin.
Yeah, yeah. Around 60% of it.
Yeah, originally English was all German.
Uh-huh. Yeah, German as well.
Now
German structure is influenced by Latin.
Yeah.
We've got a couple of members of the shul that teach Latin.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right. Okay.
We used to have.
No, we have now.
Dr. Miller used to teach Latin, and the rabbi, what was his name? Tall guy. Mm, mm. What was his name? He had two sons.
Okay, come, let's,
I got to get out of here by midnight.
yeah, no, well, we're almost, yeah, it's time to go. Okay, I'm sorry.
No,
We
that's
got,
all
we
right.
got, we
Let's
got,
go- let's
we
go-
got, we
go
got
ahead, go ahead.
sidetracked over here.
Oh, go ahead.
So this is mostly arguing about what letters should have crowns and which shouldn't. So we'll pick up the crowns later. And we'll pick up the Gemara. We're gonna pick up the Gemara next time. And when I have something
Yeah.
more on the crowns in English, I'll share it with you. Okay. So meanwhile, have a good day,
Okay.
everyone. See you at lunchtime if you want
It's
to come.
it's very interesting. Do we know what Rabbi Akiba taught about?
That's what
the
I was
crowns?
looking for, and I don't have it yet. I remember seeing a few things, but I don't have it yet. We'll have to get there another time.